where you at, who you with. You ain't really about this, don't talk about it. Really on the move, on the map, never slip. Keep your hands to your lips, don't talk about it. Real eyes, real lies all the time. Stand on it, if we said it, we don't walk around it. Loose lips, sink ships, red cup, blue strips, new phone, who this? No, we don't allow it. Really on go, I don't know what's an off day. Now we on road, came from smoking in the hallway. Now we got shows, boys feeling like Broadway. Always look both ways, even on a crossway. Driving down Cross Bay, out town Barclays. Really on big things, came up a small way. Championship rings, baby, that's a ball game. Oh, she want a little bag, baby, that's small change.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Epic Podcast. I am joined today by Justin and Ike. Man, what's up, man? How's y'all sports weekend been?
The
Sports
sports?
week. I got that.
There's
Sports week.
what's going on right now?
Well, for you, you've been preoccupied, but yes, man, yeah, man, and your team has been very in the mix.
No, we haven't.
I mean,
I don't know if in the mix would be. I mean, we're doing everything that I expected us to do.
well,
Dropping
it had to
losses.
happen at some point. At some point, San Francisco had to start making some decisions. So I think we all kind of figured this was coming too. And
No,
Justin, your team not so much, man. Like y'all been surprisingly quiet.
Nah, they ain't got no cap space. Can't do nothing. This is
That's
why
true.
I'm such a big proponent for why like I like how the Patriots, the Commanders, the Bears. That's when you do your spending when your quarterbacks on rookie contracts. I don't know why teams don't understand that part of it, but yeah, Baltimore they ain't got a lot of cap flexibility this year. So yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Mm.
And we should have Jared joining us soon at some point. Oh, speaking of the man himself, he is now here. I'll bring him on now. I don't
Like
know.
that is a lot of bodies though that's gone missing in San Fran. I am kind of curious to see how that plays out.
All right, so we got Jared in here also. We're just kicking it off, man. So, how's your sports week been?
Cool, man. Saturday I was able to meet Cardell Jones and Jamar Chase. Got some autographs. Was
Ain't it?
able to chop it up a little bit. So that was cool. Cool experience. You could tell Jamar Chase was kind of disgruntled, like, which I don't blame him. But Cardell Jones is probably the nicest human being I've probably ever encountered. So that was a cool experience. Um, Other than that, man, same old, same old. Still can't get into college basketball. Uh, LeBron got hurt Saturday night. You know,
Yeah,
same old shit. Not too much.
yeah, yeah. All right, man. Well, we know what everybody's here for, so let's go ahead and get to it. And we gonna jump into this NFL agency, man. A lot going on. Not necessarily with our teams though, per se. So, all our teams been surprisingly quiet. Oh, well, I'm missing Ike.
Well,
Uh,
I know you got
Outside
to
of
be
kind of
excited to have your
listening,
new starting quarterback.
man, stop.
Bro, that's
Daniel Jones.
I'm
What
not even about
Stop.
to do. That's the most
mean?
asinine. Like
It doesn't make
there
sense.
there has to be some investigation going on because
It's
like,
only
bro,
granted, it's only a 1 year thing, but
I
it
mean, but
doesn't
like,
make
why
sense.
do you want him?
I don't know. My
Not
thing
not
is
you, but I'm just saying
no. I
like
mean, I'm
who.
just saying, I'm agreeing with you.
So he
Like
can
he,
challenge.
so you bring in someone else who's haven't really won anything in the past 4 years almost. I mean, he went to the playoffs and won one playoff game, but that's really it. He hasn't done anything since then. He's been horrible. He's not challenging him. Like you're trying to make it look that way, but he's not a challenge.
He's gonna be your starting quarterback, man.
Maybe they're trying to challenge, but they're
God.
trying to save face too. Maybe they wanted to bring in somebody that they knew he would beat out. But
That's what
14
it looks
wins,
like.
there
That's
has to be some
exactly what it looks
investigation
like.
going on, bro.
It looks like you brought in somebody, like you said, to save face to say, "Hey, look, we brought in somebody to challenge him."
Wink, wink. Like,
Yeah, exactly. But I do like what we've done on defense so far. We've addressed our DB problem because we definitely needed that. Bynum is solid, hasn't missed a game in almost 4 years. Ward, I mean, solid pickup. Hopefully, he can stay healthy. I'm not mad at those two pickups. Outside of
Yeah,
that,
Ward's issue wasn't health.
so we find. I mean that's really it. Ashton Doolin re-signed back with us, and I mean we got Daniel Jones 1 year, 14 million, 13 of it fully guaranteed. Some signing bonus stuff and blah blah blah. Max value of 17.7, but yeah, that was just horrible. There's too many quarterbacks out there who could really challenge him for you to bring in if you were trying to have a true quarterback competition. So
I mean, who's left that you would want?
I mean, I'm just saying that was before he before we
I mean,
got him.
I can think of a number of guys. I mean, Jameis Winston.
That
I
I
know. I really wanted to hear who like Vernon would
Oh,
look
okay.
at. I'm not.
oh
I'm
no,
not. I'm not saying no. I look.
Like,
Nobody wants it. I just want to see who Vernon was looking at. Like once everybody was
I
gone,
wasn't looking
who
at.
was left?
I
Like
mean,
who
last
would you
week I
want?
was saying the same. I was saying the same thing. I was saying like a Jameis Winston. It can't be somebody that's super old, but it has to be somebody who know what they're doing and that's really going to challenge who wants a starting job. Like I feel like somebody like Jameson wants a starting job. Like you're not going to get the Justin Fields or the guys like that. Like
could have.
he's not going to do that. No, I'm just saying like so I
Oh,
wasn't
with
thinking
Anthony
nobody
Richardson.
like exactly. I wasn't thinking nobody like that. But you got to bring somebody in there who has some type of credibility. I just Daniel Jones just don't have enough credibility for me to challenge Richardson for the job. I don't think you bring him in saying, you know what, there's a possibility Daniel Jones could be the one after everything you've seen from him in New York. Like that couldn't have been the idea.
I don't know what but like I mean, I don't know what the idea was picking Richardson as high as they did either. But I don't know. It's crazy. But I mean, my team ain't no better. I don't know. I have no idea what we're doing. So I mean, I don't know.
Maybe he becomes Sam Darnold 2.0.
Man, that would be. I mean,
I
that would be
tried.
good,
I tried not to
but
laugh, bro. I really
but
did.
yeah. I mean, y'all
I mean,
got P Ryan.
it's
I
always
mean,
a
the Bengals, y'all got P Ryan back.
I mean, there just ain't been no needle movers though, bro.
Yeah,
Like
nah. I'm
to
looking
not have
right
made the
now.
playoffs, you have to like make needle moving moves in order to get back. And it's just like we like just don't. I mean, the guy from the Packers,
Most people resign back. I mean,
I
outside of
never, I
TJ
never
Watt
heard of the
and
guy.
Burt. Yeah.
The guy that came from Green Bay, never heard of him. Couldn't even tell you where he went to college. The guy, the guy from the Eagles, never heard of him. I looked him up. I still don't know where he went to college.
Florida.
The Owen Burks went to Florida.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about the DT. I could look up Burks.
Ah, shit, I didn't know that either.
Burks went to Vanderbilt.
Golly,
I mean,
I have no idea what we're doing, bro.
yeah,
I just
everybody else is just resigns.
and then you bring BJ Hill back. My thing with the Bengals is like we bring back guys that nobody else wants. Like would BJ Hill probably have gotten signed by somebody later on? Nah, perhaps. I'm not gonna say that he definitely wouldn't have been on a roster next season, but there's a chance that he probably wouldn't have. And those are the kind of guys we bring in. We bring in special team guy. What is a special a guy that plays 71% of the snaps on special teams gonna do for us? Like
Wait. Did you say y'all got Owen Burks?
that's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
I'm sorry, man. Owen Burks is the linebacker who gave up all the yards to Travis Kelsey in the Super Bowl after Dre Greenlaw went down.
He
Dre
had a lot of
Greenlaw,
yards in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he only
he
started.
had 100 yards in the second half. He had
Travis
no
Kelce did.
catches. And the
I
Super Bowl
thought
against us.
I
Against
thought he
us.
took a shit in the Super Bowl. I must have been asleep.
The one against the 49ers.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you talking? Yeah. They played 3 games for the
When
Niners.
Dre
He
Greenlaw went down,
yeah. I'm looking
he
at that
had
right
no
now.
catches. And he had like 10 for 100 and some change after Greenlaw went down.
That's the Bengals,
I
bro.
say all that to say I'm sorry.
Granted, he's not making a whole lot, but it's just like why? I mean, why even give him anything? I think he's making like I think he's making like 2.5 or something.
Yeah, he only
It's
started
something.
2 games last year for Philly.
It's something. But the Philly fans on my timeline say he played well.
He
But
had
I'm just
41.
like,
He had 40. It's 41 tackles. I mean, 20
I,
solo, the one pass defended. Yeah, two forced fumbles.
I don't know,
I mean,
man. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing, bro.
He ain't defend no pass in the Super Bowl. I'll tell you that much.
I'm trying to
Not
trying to
our Super Bowl
see.
anyway. I don't know what he did last year. I didn't know if
Trying
he
to
got on the field
see.
last year.
Yeah, he got a two year 2 point. I mean, 2 year $5 million deal. And then that's
Yeah.
another question. It's just like if the Eagles start anything of him, they couldn't give him 2 years, 6 million.
No,
That
actually
mean
they
they're
can't.
just like we don't want you.
Well,
Like,
they actually couldn't. Like they that's why they making all these moves that they're making.
oh well, yeah, that's true. Now,
Yeah.
I still don't buy it. We'll see though.
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, don't
but
forget the Eagles got a GM who's very creative with the numbers, but
Hmm.
you got to remember they just gave Saquon that bread, and then they got some other guys they got to prepare to pay. So
yeah,
it's one of those where they actually don't have the extra 6 mil to
Mm,
give on that guy. Because don't forget, like I said, Jordan Davis will be coming up soon, and if that's a guy you want to keep, he's getting money. Like he's not a guy you're gonna give 10 million a year. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
right.
So they
I
gotta
mean,
they
then
gotta start
you
preparing for
just
that.
pay Bond too. You know what I mean?
Yep.
351. So
Just played Zach. Yep. Yep.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's why they let C.J. Gardner Johnson go, Darius Slay go. Didn't try after Milton Williams or Josh Sweat. Like they don't have, unfortunately, they don't have the luxury cap wise to do that. Don't forget they just extended both Devontae Smith and AJ Brown.
Yeah.
So they actually don't have that kind of bread to be able to maneuver. I know it seems like a contract, but all that add up for them when they got some.
But they
They're
also
gonna have.
draft well.
Yeah, they
I was
do.
talking to
They
somebody
draft and
about this. It's
develop
just
well.
one of
Yeah.
them teams that draft well and develop
Yeah.
well. So like,
Yeah.
I don't think they're too worried. They have their pillars.
Nah.
I don't think they're too
Not
worried
on a
about the guys they
backup.
have to fill in.
Not
Yeah,
on a backup. Nah.
absolutely, absolutely. Um. So man, I don't. I'm trying to think. Let's. I guess we can start in the AFC East. Bills didn't really do too much. They don't really have the money to do anything. Most of theirs is, um,
Pay Josh.
yeah, they
They ripped
paid
up that
Josh.
They
contract. Yeah,
definitely
I'm gonna give
paid
you that.
Josh.
Hey, I'm
Yeah,
gonna give you that
and
money.
they got Josh Palmer too. That's about the only other person. 3 years, 36 million from the Chargers.
Yeah. Yeah. They
But
nothing to move the needle because they're gonna have to
uh,
figure out how to pay James Cook. But that's another conversation. So
yeah, yeah, eventually. So um, Terrell Bernard. I mean, they just extensions. So yeah, nothing really new on the Buffalo end. Miami, they signed Zach Wilson to a 1 year deal as a backup. Um, Nick Westbrook, 2 years, 6.5. I mean, they don't have a lot of money either. So,
nope.
Ashawn Davis, 1 year deal. Yeah, nothing crazy with the Dolphins. New England's been spending a lot of money.
That's because they had the most cap space in the
Yeah,
league.
they
They had
have the
like
most cap space. They're
127
finally
million.
spending.
Yeah, they had like
Milton,
127 million. So
yeah, Milton Williams is the. Just listen to this. Just think about New England. He is the highest paid New England Patriot of all time.
Wow.
well, I mean that's not saying much though. I mean you got to think
I
they
mean,
ain't
I'm
even
just
really
saying, dude,
won
that
no
just lets
big
you know
games
they
this
just
year.
don't
So
pay people
no, I was gonna say. I mean, the biggest name is
for a D
Brady, and Brady
lineman.
never took a huge contract, so I mean that's not
Yeah,
surprising.
yeah. They got Carlton Dayton, Milton Williams, re-signed Austin Hooper, and that's really it. They grabbed Joshua Dobbs on the 2 year for a backup deal. So
They'll
they're
be
not
better.
in the. Yeah, that's not saying they'll be better than they was last year. Of course, the Jets getting Justin Field. What do y'all think about that? Justin Field going to the Jets. What does that do for them? I know we
I
kind of
like
talked
it.
about it in the chat a little bit.
Yeah, I like it. I think it gives him an opportunity, obviously, but more than anything, I think it helps Brees Hall, and I think it's going to help Garrett. So I mean, when you got a quarterback back there that can run, can be an effective runner. I mean, opens up bigger run lanes. You got to always respect him taking off, and it'll help him in his passing if they put him under center and he can play well out of the play action and whatnot. It'll help him even in his pass because the passing windows will be a little bit bigger for him. So I like it. I mean, he's 25, so I mean,
Yeah,
if you're the Jets, I mean, the reality is if you hit on him, great. You got a franchise guy, 25-year-old that you can have, and if he sucks, you get a better QB class next year, and you guys get
yeah,
opportunity to draft a quarterback. So I think it's a win-win for them.
absolutely.
He probably
Um,
only has 1 year guaranteed, right?
Probably,
two
yeah.
year,
I think
yeah,
it was two
signing
years
2 year
40, but I'm pretty
2 year
pretty
40,
sure.
yeah. 30,
Yep.
30's fully guaranteed.
Mm.
$15 million signing bonus with $5 million base in
So a
2025.
1 year, so a 1 year
Yeah,
deal.
yeah,
Yep.
it's not
Hmm.
crazy. He's getting most of the money up front.
Yep. 1 year
So
deal. Hmm.
yeah. Now I agree. I think like we was talking about it in chat just now. Well, I was, and I think
Mhm.
you talking about somebody else, but like you said, somebody who can move. That, like I said, you can be creative with the playbook. He's not a statue, and even if the offensive line isn't any better than they was last year, like I guess that's something Justin Fields is kind of accustomed to, if nothing else.
Yeah,
Which is sad to say.
unfortunately.
Which is sad to
Yeah,
say, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But yeah. So in this AFC North, really, I mean, your Ravens, of course, we talked DeAndre Hopkins. You predicted that 1 year, 6 million. They bring back Ricard on a free agent deal, and then of course, Stanley's re-signed in 3 years, 60 million. I mean, you got to kind of keep what y'all got. Like you said, y'all just don't have the cap space to really do much.
I wouldn't,
So
but I wouldn't have resigned Stanley. But that's another conversation. So
why not? I mean,
I
this
think
is the conversation.
most people forget after they signed him the first time, he stayed hurt most of that first contract, the big
Yeah.
contract he got. So I mean, yeah, he stayed healthy most of last year. I just don't trust his health. So
Mm,
I mean, I think he's a left tackle, but let's just move on from Larry Tunzel, who's a little
yeah.
bit younger, and
That kind of
is a
surprised
reason
me.
sometimes. I was very. I didn't want him, because why he still has value. I think me and you actually talked about that, Jared. Sometimes you got to move on from a player while he still has value.
Yeah.
A
Could it
left
be a year?
tackle though? I didn't think teams ever
Yeah. Could it be a
moved
year?
on from left tackles.
Could it be a year early? Yeah, but
Yeah, but
ultimately, I mean, if you can find somebody to fill that void, it works. And the only reason why I say, like, for example, Baltimore can get away with it because you got a special talent than Lamar back there. You know what I'm saying? CJ, I was a little bit more shocked because I mean he struggled this year mainly because they couldn't protect him. So Buddy didn't have no time. I mean they just had crazy injuries this year anyway, but he didn't have no time. So I was a little bit more shocked by the Tunzel. Stanley, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like I'm not saying it's a terrible signing. I just thought that maybe they would see if there was anything else out there to help fill that void. Maybe it wouldn't. So
yeah. Staying in the AFC North though, the Browns. I mean, they get Kenny Pickett. Who knows what he's gonna be? Resign Miles Garrett and Joe Tyron. I can't not say his last name. From I think he was with Tampa Bay last year. He signs a 1 year. Another edge rusher to put out there with Miles Garrett. Not bad, but not crazy. Pittsburgh Steelers, of course, they get DK Metcalf. But still don't know who their quarterback is gonna be. Um, I guess you just really kind of sitting with Aaron Rodgers
Russell Wilson.
or Russell Wilson. I mean, which
Hmm.
Wilson didn't play horrible for y'all last year, and I think if you get Aaron Rodgers, I don't think the play falls off or is tremendously better. But
I They still got offensive line issues. That's my whole thing. So therefore,
yeah,
I don't think either one of them is a great fit per se, which is why I think they really wanted to keep Justin Fields. So
I mean, but I think also Justin Fields didn't want to be somewhere where it was potentially somebody breathing down his neck too. I mean,
oh no, 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 I don't blame Justin Fields for leaving because I think he got a clear cut shot to be a starter in New York.
yeah,
I think the situation last year probably left a bad taste in his mouth with Russ. I didn't realize. I thought Russ and them was better. But I saw something today that said that he was like 5-6 or 6-5 for Pittsburgh
Yeah,
last year.
they finished the season
They
real
yeah,
slow.
we lost
Yeah,
yeah,
like I
they
don't think
kind of
I
fell off.
realized that.
the
Yeah, I
season.
don't think I realized that. So,
Yeah, I think they lost like 4 or 5 in a row.
Yeah, I
okay,
think it was like that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
I
Five
don't know. I
was
never
him.
remember. So I understand why that made a bad taste. Man.
Um. Okay. Yeah. It won't show me, but yeah, no, I agree. They fell off towards the end of the season. They actually, I mean, Fields was what 4-2 in 6 games. So
Yep. Mhm.
and I mean, he, I, you acquire somebody like DJ Metcalf, and Metcalf was kind of complaining about like not knowing what direction the team was gonna go in. Somebody's gonna throw him the ball. It's like now you go to a team, literally, you have no quarterback, and you don't know who's gonna be throwing you the ball. Like,
He also said he wanted to go to a warm weather.
yeah,
Yeah,
warm weather
they
team.
go
Yeah,
to
yeah, that
Pittsburgh.
too. Yeah, like then you go to Pittsburgh. Like,
I don't
yeah, that,
understand that signing honestly, and I definitely wouldn't have gave him no 5 years, 150.
yeah. I,
Not a
I don't
chance.
know, man.
I, I don't know, man. It's like they lack big plays, and I don't. It is kind of like who do you blame? Is it the coaching? Well, you already changed up the coaching. Is it the QB not pushing the ball downfield? Well, you got Russell Wilson who those probably one of the best deep balls in the league. And then it's like, do you blame the receivers? Like, are they not getting separation? Like, you done rotated so many receivers in and out. You know what I mean? It's like apparently they think it's the receivers. Like, hey, look, we need somebody. We need two big guys on the outside who you can't double, one or
But
the other.
they do need
It's
somebody opposite of Pickens because I mean, eventually it's
That
like,
was
all right, we ain't got to guard nobody else. I mean,
well,
exactly
Pickens is your deep threat, but he's also sometimes he don't run hard if he getting the ball, so you can kind of tell sometimes he kind of keys off when he might not be the focal point of the offense, and then if ain't nobody else getting open. So I mean, it helps to have a DK because at least one DK is going to run hard every play, like and he's going to bust ass every play. And I've seen enough 49ers Seahawks games to know like he's not going to slack off, but it is going to open up things for Pickens at least. Now, who's going to throw the ball is also going to be important in that because one, if they ain't got time to throw the ball, if your offensive line is still trash, it's not gonna make a difference. Uh, but if you don't pick the right person, it still ain't gonna do much. I mean, it took Aaron Rodgers probably more than half the season to kind of figure out how to throw to both Adams and Wilson.
yep,
Uh,
right
and you ain't got time to wait a half a season if you're in
nope,
Pittsburgh.
to
nope.
figure that out. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
My thing that I think that was interesting too is Pittsburgh. I mean, for as long as I can remember, they're probably the best or one of the best teams I've seen at developing receivers. So that was another reason I was a little bit more shocked by them going out and I mean I go all the way back to like when Hines Ward was there. I mean, you can go down those years of, I mean, from the Mike Wallaces and so on and so like
Antonio
they
Brown.
develop, yeah, Antonio Brown, like they develop receivers. So this was a little bit more shocking to me more than anything, especially with paying that kind of bread for him. But I mean, I get, like Ike said, everything he said was 100% right. I just still was surprised by the fact that they did that. So
I mean, but with the
I also
exception
think
of
you.
Hines,
Oh, go ahead.
because I can't think of who Hines' other receiver was. They've usually had two really good receivers. Like
hmm
when Antonio Brown was there, he had Juju and Martavius Bryant when he wasn't smoking weed.
right.
Um, so I mean, it was usually like you had somebody who could kind of take the pressure off the other guy, and they haven't had that in a couple of years. I mean, I guess if you want to say was it they chased Claypool, but he kind of fell off fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, this kind of gets them maybe back to that, but again, your QB is going to be a huge factor in that too.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely agree.
Can I ask y'all a quick question though, while we're in the AFC North?
Yeah.
If y'all the GM, who y'all taking with the number 2 pick if you the Browns?
Mm.
Whew. Um, I mean, you kind of got
Let's
your,
just assume
you got it. Yeah,
everybody's there. Yeah, let's just
yeah,
assume
but
everybody.
you kind of got your QB room because you traded and got Pickett, and you keeping Deshaun Watson. You haven't done anything with him outside of restructuring his contract to free up money. Um, so I don't think you go QB, like, but you need something. I don't know. You
Did
didn't
they
trade it for
restructure to be
receivers.
able to get rid of him though?
I don't know. I don't think it was restructured. I don't. I mean, it
I
was.
couldn't
No,
I couldn't
It was
not
remember
this
that.
yeah,
year. I
right.
think it's for next
Yeah, I think
year.
it's still one
I
more
think
year,
it's for
but
next year. Yeah.
Okay, well I
yeah,
mean then if it's through next year, you can still take a QB then because
you
you might
could.
need a QB next year
Yeah.
Yeah, but why bring
Are you
in a
taking
like
one at
someone
2?
like?
because it's
No.
Kenny Pickett. That's why.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I mean, it is Kenny Pickett, but it's like, yeah, I
But are
mean,
you taking one at 2 though? That's what I'm asking.
Man,
that's
they
hard.
Maybe Travis Hunter.
That's what I was about to say. You probably almost have to take Travis Hunter to give you kind of an option to put somebody on defense or offense, depending on what you feel like you need throughout the rest of the draft. Whatever you know what I mean.
Yeah.
How depending on how the draft go, you can kind of be like, all right, we're gonna need you at DB, or we can need you at
I,
receiver,
yeah, I was thinking about him or the kid from Penn State. If he don't
tight
go
end.
number 1.
Abdul Carter.
Yeah, Abdul Carter. Yeah, the
Man,
Yeah.
end.
you could
Oh
easily
yeah,
take
the
Bob
end.
Miles.
Oh.
To pair him with Miles. So I said,
But did you like I said, you just got I mean, which it's like I said, it's only a 1 year deal, but you just grabbed the guy from Tampa too, so it's kind of like
and that doesn't mean
you're
he's
trying
on
to
a one
build
year
that
deal.
front line.
Yeah, he on
I
a 1 year
mean,
deal. That don't mean
yeah,
nothing.
that's what I'm saying.
Not if somebody that
Yeah,
with that kind of talent is available. You don't care who you just got
they
for
might
a
just
1 year
get
deal.
him. They may just go that route. I don't
Yeah.
see them. I mean, that wouldn't be a horrible pick. That wouldn't be the worst pick.
Hey, is this crazy to say? Now, this is just throwing something out there. A reason why I asked, because now you're hearing all the rumors about Shador falling in the draft. Supposedly, they talking about teams ain't sold on him. Would
Hmm.
it? What would y'all say if you saw something crazy like Travis Hunter at 2, then they jump back in the first round and grab Shador at the end of round 1?
Shoot, that wouldn't be dumb. That wouldn't be dumb.
Because since they have an early second round pick, so they just moving up a couple spots just to make sure they got him. I
I wouldn't
said
be mad at it
that.
at all.
No, I said I can see something like that happening though. So they're staying paired in Cleveland, and then I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I know it's a conspiracy in my head. Then their coach gets fired next year, and Dion ends up in Cleveland.
Mm.
Wouldn't be dumb at all. I don't think if that happens, I think you can see the writing on the
So
wall.
so if
Nobody would
all
be
that
like,
happens, hey, if all that happens, y'all make sure y'all pull this tape up and be like, y'all know who said it.
I
For
got
I
real,
you.
mean,
quick.
but why not? Like the Browns, I think we've been talking about this. And anytime we bring up the Browns, they front office has been horrible. They've drafted horrible. They develop horrible. They put out some of the worst contracts. They've acquired some of the worst talent. Like they haven't done anything really right. I mean, outside of you know, I think what 2 years they was competing in the AFC North. Like, and then it's like they fall off for five. Like you may get one good year every 3 or 4 years out of them. Like
It goes to show you though how one bad contract like Watson's can set your franchise back for years. So
Hmm.
yeah. So like, I mean, that wouldn't be the worst thing. I mean, uh, forgot their coach's name off the top of
Stefan.
my
Stefanski.
Stefanski. Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, he's had a long leash. He's been there a minute. Like so, to get rid of him and go that route, like, I don't think Dion
To
says
get
no.
back, but yeah, but
Cleveland will
they
throw a
did it.
stupid amount of money at him.
I mean, if he had a chance to coach both of them, it's an automatic. Yeah, in my opinion, I think it's a no brainer. He'll end up in the NFL to coach both of them. So,
Yeah.
and then watch they'll mess around and draft Shiloh in the
Hello,
fifth,
I'm about to
sixth round,
say
something like
Yeah.
that.
that's how you
Yep.
guarantee it.
That's how you really get
And
it.
then yep. So
Yep.
then he get all he get his boys in the NFL. Yeah, he'll be there.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what, man? That's brilliant. I'm sure they're look. Nah, I'm not sure they're looking at it, but they should. Nah, I
They
ain't gonna say they
should.
should.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't
Because
know.
obviously, I think Travis Hunter's gonna be there at 2, so it's an option.
Yeah.
What I'm
Like,
saying is definitely an option. So
Yeah,
Because what does
it is.
I mean now we're jumping into the AFC South. What does Tennessee do? They've been quiet in free agency. I mean, O lineman, D
trade the pick.
line.
They
I mean,
need
you could.
everything. I don't
That's what
know.
I'm
I damn
saying.
near would trade back.
Yeah, trade the pick because
You
they got
need
too many
you need
holes.
so
Yeah,
much. Like
Yeah,
yeah, they need way too much.
you need everything.
Yeah,
yeah.
trade
Trade
that
back.
pick to somebody who won't Cam Ward. So whether the Giants want to move up and grab him or whoever, you go
Yeah,
ahead and jump back to 3 or whatever, and yeah, and grab some additional assets and keep it moving.
they a
yeah,
season away from holding open tryouts in the city. Like
Facts.
this,
No, facts.
and
For
it
real.
ain't everybody who want to play. Just
Yep.
come on.
Yep.
not
Yep.
open tryouts. Yeah, because I mean they grabbed the offensive lineman, Dan Moore. Like I said, they re-signed the defensive lineman, Joseph Day,
There's
Cody
nothing.
Burton. That's what I'm
Nothing
saying.
too
They
much.
haven't done anything in free agency. So
There's only been about 3 teams that do anything in free agency, so
yeah. Um, Houston Texans, man. What we think going on in
they
Houston?
better get their offensive line together.
Yeah, for real.
For real.
Yeah,
That's
only
their
thing
main priority.
they've only signed one offensive lineman, Lake Thomason, but that's a 1 year
And they've
deal.
traded 2.
Yeah. Um,
They
they got
better
some.
get
They,
offensive linemen.
all they've been doing is like receivers and defense. That's all they've been doing. I mean, they got Gardner Johnson, of course, in trade, but they got
That would
a
actually be a nice little matchup with him and Jalen Petrie in at the safety position. That actually is a nice little one too. But again, they better get offensive linemen. That's all I'm
yeah.
gonna
They
say.
haven't done anything on offense outside of receivers. Justin Watson, Christian Kirk, of course, they got in the trade, and Berrios, Braxton Berrios, 1 year deal. That's really it. They haven't done anything. So again, they got to do something with that offensive line. I mean, um, while you have the money to do so, and you don't want your young quarterback to be getting hurt or running for his life. That's not something that C.J. Stroud likes doing. He can. He shows that he's capable, but that ain't something. That's not his game. So
That your brother had no time to get settled last year.
nah,
That,
that was
that's why
crazy.
it's so funny to me when people said he regressed. I'm like, he didn't regress. Things around him just got real bad.
Yeah, yeah,
I
no,
thought they was gonna have a
absolutely,
good season, man. They had some, well, they had
Some
injuries too
injuries, boy.
though.
I mean,
yeah.
you got they
Almost
lost
all
all
they
the
they top
receivers,
three
every
receivers.
receiver. Yeah, they lost
Yeah,
them all. So
yeah.
I mean,
And it
offensive
still
line
made
was
the
terrible
playoffs.
and still made the
It's still-
playoffs.
right in
Yeah,
the AFC South. Yeah, yeah. Because
yeah,
I mean, nobody's competing. I mean, you can look at the offense. I mean, at the free agency signings, nobody's doing nothing in the AFC South, and most of them have money and they still ain't doing nothing. Um, I mean, even Jacksonville. I mean, rounding out the end of the AFC South. I mean, Eric Murray, like Nick Mullins,
nah, I kept it
like
moving.
nobody, like Hunter Long, like nobody. I mean, they're not even doing anything, but they really don't have the money either after paying what you call. So they got to
Trevor.
build through the draft. Yeah, after paying
Yep.
Trevor 55, like you
What
don't
I
have to.
say earlier, Vern. If you gon' look at the Patriots, look at the Bears, look at the Commanders. When your quarterback is on the rookie contract, that is when you spend
Yeah,
that bread. These teams don't, and none of them did that. None of them did a good job of building around them quarterbacks when they had the nice, easy contracts to be able to do it. So,
yeah,
shoot, be honest. Even my guy Jared's team, the Bengals, they didn't do it. Like they teams don't do a good enough job of doing that and taking advantage of that. So then when you do got to pay these quarterbacks these crazy contracts,
You fucked.
you yeah, because if you can't draft, and according to you, Jared, which you're right, they don't draft well, you're done.
Mhm.
You're done.
It's a death
Yeah.
sentence, man.
Yep.
I
So
agree. Um, moving on to the AFC West, Denver, man. They,
I like what they doing. I
they
like
get
what they doing. That
Jarrett
defense.
Stidham,
And
uh, Matt Pearl, re-signed Lyman, Greenlaw, and
Greenlaw. And they
got
got
Greenlaw
Hufanga.
3 year and Hufanga.
Yep.
So that was on the defense that was already tough last year.
Oh yeah, one of the best
Look,
in the
got my
league.
Very
boy
tough last year.
Pastor Tane the second. That boy cold.
That
Hey,
boy
He's
Yeah.
one
he a
of my
nice.
favorite
monster.
football players.
And then
Yeah,
you
he a
put
monster.
Hufanga back there too. Like
Now
that's
Hufanga's got to stay
I gotta
healthy.
stay healthy. Yep.
well,
That's
yeah.
the.
But I
Yep.
mean,
I think
assuming
that's
all
why
everything
he.
being equal, but still, like,
A
and
healthy
Greenlaw
Hufanga?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna be crazy. Kansas City, man.
Better fix their offensive line. That's all I'm gonna
Yeah,
say, brother.
they signed a tackle and
Yeah,
a
exactly.
guard.
A
Yeah, so
backup.
Moore and Trey
They
Smith.
tried
Yeah,
two
franchise
backups.
that was. Yeah, yeah.
Trey Smith
They
was theirs.
re-signed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right, right, right. Nick Bolton resigns back. I mean,
Yep.
Christian Fulton from the Chargers. That was a good signing. They needed another good corner.
Yeah.
But again, like you said, you got to fix that old line. But Kansas City, they the ones they tend to wait and grab decent guys on discount. Like they're not the guys that they're not gonna go after the high price guys right away. A, they don't have the money,
Mm-mm.
but B, they tend to like wait and figure out who they can get the best out of the leftovers. What about the Raiders, man? Geno Smith, does that work?
I think so. For what
He
how
be
Pete
all
Carroll
right.
plays. Mm-hmm. Gino's not bad.
No, no, no. And you have some rapport with him too. So
Mm-hmm.
he kind of knows the offense and what they kind of gonna
And
run.
it gives them flexibility at 6. Now they
Yeah,
can do whatever they want at 6. So now
yeah.
you're not desperate to try to make a move or anything for a quarterback.
Oh,
You can
go
kind
get
of
a
do what you
playmaker.
want.
You can
Yep.
go get a receiver.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably if I had to think, probably one of their biggest needs is a receiver.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Go get you an LSU guy. That was crazy. That we put that together. I think Ike, you put out that they when they was talking about what receiving core from what state you would take. And like LSU was
Man,
like and Louisiana was crazy.
bruh.
Oh, I wasn't even close.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
it
wasn't
wasn't
even
even
close.
close. But yeah, you go out there and get you a receiver. I think they'd be cool. They got Alex Capra to sign a 2 year deal, decent offensive lineman. You get Crosby back. And the defense was already decent, but they kind of bring in some more guys on defense too. So, and you got Tom Brady pulling the strings in the background. So let's see if he
Mm.
know what he doing.
And Brock Bowers might be legit, man.
Yeah, we'll see. And then y'all Chargers, man. You get
Y'all
Najee
Chargers.
Harris.
I like that.
I like that too.
That
I
was a
do.
good pickup.
Yeah.
I think he gonna be real nice behind that offensive line.
You bring Khalil Mack on the back on a 1 year deal, 18 mil. Um, Dante Jackson. I mean, Elijah
It's
Molden. Nobody really crazy, but what do they need? They played good last year.
still
I would
receiver.
say another receiver.
Yeah, they still got to get at
Mhm.
least one, and
Yeah,
they really need a tight end too.
Yeah, but I think it was the market was kind of flooded with decent receivers. So I don't think you, like you said, you ain't really got to jump out there right now. I think you can kind of wait and grab some guys. Um,
I well, I think guys that could have really made a difference. I don't know.
yeah, but again, like they paid their quarterback, so you kind of like
Yeah, but
I
Herbert
would
didn't
try
don't.
get
to. I
crazy,
would. I
crazy
would.
money.
I would try to go get Stephon Diggs and see what he want.
That's what I was
True.
thinking.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm
yeah,
gonna say
I
he's
like
still
that.
out there,
I like
yep.
that.
But then coming off that injury, like those guys always tend to get picked up last. Like so,
but you also pay him less in that situation too.
right? No, that's what I'm saying. I think like the teams that don't really have the
Yep.
cap, like you said, that paid their QB, they're kind of sitting back like, all right, we'll just wait these guys out. Then you got somebody like a Cooper Cup who's probably going to be released in the next day or two, like that you can bring in, veteran, still got a little bit of
I can
tread
see
on the tires
I can
left.
see Cooper Cup going
Yeah, you know what I
there
mean.
because Cooper
And
Cup is
it's in the
probably one
same,
of your
it
better
is the same
blocking
city.
receivers. So,
Exactly.
mhm.
Um, NFC East, man, Dallas Cowboys, man.
They're done too. They're done
Yeah,
too. You paid the quarterback, you paid the receiver, and you ain't got nothing else there in
yeah.
Dallas.
I don't
So they're
see
done.
anything. I don't see
They're done.
nothing new. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
They gotta,
nothing.
they gotta, they
They got to
gotta,
pay
they
Mikey.
gotta pay Parsons. Yep. They
Yeah,
said they gotta
I
pay
mean, you
him.
really can't do nothing. Yeah,
They're done. They need to trade Diggs before he got hurt again.
yeah,
Happened, and they have no offensive line. They just lost their best offensive lineman who retired. Like
yep,
they're in trouble. Like nah.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they got a whole bunch of money wasted on a bunch of randoms.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Bunch of randoms is
I mean, I'm
crazy.
just saying, like, I don't know the guy. Like, there's no
No, you're
names
right.
there.
You're right. Because they
Like,
haven't done anything. Like they paid
yeah,
them, but then they didn't produce. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
New York Giants. I mean, kind of the same
I
thing.
like
They
what
get
they doing though.
yeah. Kind of keeping their guys in place. Is a Slayton signs back with them. The
Hmm.
veto right now, but they're probably gonna grab somebody either in the draft or free agencies.
But didn't they pick
Um,
Colin at safety?
yep,
Colin?
yep. Javon Hines, that was a good pickup.
That's a
Yep,
real good pickup for them. And they got people keep forgetting they lost their left tackle. I don't know, real early in the season last year, Andrew Thomas, who's real
yeah,
good when he's healthy. And that'll help a lot with that offensive line too. So obviously they still ain't got no quarterback though. So
right. But they pick up James Hudson. He a little older, but I mean he agrees to a 2 year offensive tackle.
that'll help. Yep. No, that'll
Yep.
definitely
So,
help them.
so they're definitely addressing what they need, and I feel like you go into the draft, especially where they're picking at, and you kind of maybe like you said jump up, and if the Titans are willing to trade that pick, jump up and grab
I
your
think that
quarterback.
happens. Honestly, I think that's what ends up happening. I don't think the Giants want like a Russell Wilson. I think they want the Aaron Rodgers for whatever reason they want him. But if that
Hmm.
doesn't happen, then they can trade up for them, and take him.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Philly again, very quiet. They don't have the money or the space to really do anything right now. They've already locked in their main guys, and they'll draft well and fill in the gaps. Washington Commanders, though, of course they got Debo. They get Laramie Tunzel. That's that'll be
Huge.
good for them. Uh, Javon Kinlaw. You keep Bobby Wagner, solid vet in the middle. Um, I like what they're doing too. Zach Ertz wasn't bad for them
Mhm.
last year, and then
Yep.
you bring in John Bates also, so that's two decent tight ends. Um, yeah, I think Commanders show last year they're heading in the right direction, and
Mhm.
this offseason they're doing the same thing. Like you got your rookie quarterback, and they're bringing in guys to surround them, vets, guys that know what they're doing, and
Yep.
I think they probably be still one of the best teams in the NFC next year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can definitely see them taking another step for sure.
AFC North, man, Chicago Bears, man. What y'all think about the
I
Bears right
like.
now?
I like what they doing. built that offensive line, the interior of that offensive line. Caleb was getting crushed last year, so I like it. I like it.
Um, they grab
Defensive line too, because they got
yeah,
Grady
I was about
Jarrett
to say
and
yeah,
old boy from the
Ola,
Colts.
yeah, over Dinko, yeah, over. I cannot say his name. Ola, I'm not gonna even try. Dayo.
Mm,
They got Dayo from the Colts, so I like him. I mean,
they got
productive.
Buddy.
They got
Calling him
Buddy,
Buddy.
right, right, Buddy from the Colts. Grady Jarrett, DT from Atlanta signed with him
Falcons.
too.
Yep.
So I think that'll be good. I mean, like you said, shoring up that defense and that offensive line. They got weapons. I mean, you got your QB. This is the time to shore up
Yep.
those
Spin.
positions.
Yep.
Detroit Lions super quiet.
Ain't got
They
no
don't have
money.
the money.
Made that
Yeah, they don't have
quarterback
the money to do anything
and the
either.
receiver.
Yeah, they're about to say they got all their pillars and stuff. I mean, they're running back basically. Green Bay, same thing. Not really doing too much. They'll run it back. Minnesota Vikings.
I like what they've done.
Aaron Jones comes back. You get Will Fries from the Colts. He was solid.
Mhm.
And Ryan Kelly from the Colts. So you got two players, offensive linemen, who've played together. So that'll help with some chemistry on the offensive line. You get Jonathan Allen.
Yep.
Uh, three
Right
years.
there.
That was real
Hmm.
good. Byron Murphy resigns with him. That was good. And then you filled the safety position that was vacated by Bynum with Theo Jackson. So that's not a bad signing, but I think the Vikings are still in the same position they was in. I
Hmm.
mean, shoring up the line. Um,
We'll
I
see
think they'll
what
be out.
what's the boy they drafted last year? Quarterback.
McCarty.
McCarty. We'll see what he
JJ.
about though. Because I
Yeah.
will say, it's one of those. Don't get me wrong, O'Connell's a good coach, but um, I think anytime you got a young quarterback like that, only time will tell when you get in them games to see how he reacts and how he plays. Because I don't know. I guess if how would you feel if because what they won like 13, 14 games last year, right?
Hmm.
And so if they do
14.
that 14, and then let's just say they miss the playoffs, that's I don't know. Again, not saying that'll happen, but just curious, like, does that put that coach on the hot seat? Because in the NFL, man, they trip real quick on coaches. So,
They
Mm,
do, but only reason why I say I don't think so is because you got a rookie quarterback coming in off of an injury. You know what I mean? He's missed the whole rookie season. But I just think with that team, like, I don't think you missed the playoffs. You may not win 14 games, but I still think you can compete in the NFC for a playoff spot,
I
only
just think
because
that
of
division going to
what
be
you
tougher
had.
than what it
Yeah,
was
oh,
last year.
absolutely, absolutely.
So,
You probably don't win the division. I don't see that. Just like you said, the Bears are getting better. The Lions were already there. Green Bay was already there. Like,
mhm.
I don't think you're getting worse. But I mean, you got to think JJ beat him out, and you know what I mean, in the offseason last year. So he must have been playing well. You know
Well,
what I
they said
mean?
they said. Did you hear? They said that actually didn't happen. They said
Oh,
Darnold was
So
going to
I
start.
didn't think that happened.
oh,
Nah,
okay.
they said
Well,
Darnold was going to start. It wasn't like they just said JJ had played well enough where they felt comfortable if he had to play,
oh,
he
okay.
could
Well, I
play.
mean, even if that's the case,
Yeah.
then I mean, this year shouldn't be no different. And he had a year to sit back and kind of watch how the offense is supposed to be run too,
Hmm.
with no
If you
pressure. You
go,
know, rookie season.
yeah, if you're gonna have somebody to throw to, I mean, the
Yeah.
receiving core, you
You got
got
the guys.
JJ Addison and
And
was it
Hawkinson.
Hackinson?
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
Yep.
about to say.
like
Hawkinson,
so.
Jefferson, yeah, Addison,
he's
yeah.
he's set up for success at least. So
Yes,
I mean, if
he
he's not
is.
Good,
successful,
good, a
it,
good
well,
downhill running back.
yeah.
You got Jones back there. Yeah, I don't. I mean, they showing up the offensive line. Like I don't. Yeah, like I said, I don't see the Vikings going backwards. Like I said, 14 games is tough for a rookie to win, but I mean, even if you double digits, I think you still in a good spot. If you can win 10, I don't see the Vikings not missing the playoffs in 10. It's not in the NFC. Uh,
Oh,
NFC South, Atlanta's not doing anything. Of course, they ain't got no money.
nah.
Um, Panthers. What y'all think about what they've been doing? They've been bringing in guys, no big names. I mean, J.C. Horn gets a huge contract.
Didn't
Uh,
understand that. Buddy never can stay healthy, but
I-
that's a whole nother conversation.
you know what? I had actually almost forgot he was there.
Yet, because he's never healthy.
I was
Yes.
like, when they said J.C. Horn, when they announced the contract, like one of the highest paid DBs, I'm like, where's
Yep.
he been at? All this
chilling,
Carolina talk,
chilling.
and he has not been in the conversation at all. So that kind of threw me off. So it's like they kind of they shoring up the defense, but I mean they have nothing on offense, and they're not even trying.
Nope,
You have no receivers,
nope.
like none. You have a rookie QB. You re-sign Andy Dalton, but you get no receivers still. Like in a very receiver heavy free agency. Like yeah, that's kind of weird to me. But Carolina's been Carolina, so we'll see how that goes. Saints, another team, don't really have a bunch of money
No, they ain't
on
got no
blue money on a bunch of
vets.
mediocre people. Yeah, I mean outside of Justin Reed and Chase Young, I mean there's no notable names.
I was
Two good
surprised
Um,
signings.
Chase Young got all that. That was crazy.
yeah, 3 year 51.
Jared,
Yeah,
the only reason why I said because I actually wanted I wanted Baltimore to go after him. Only reason why I think he's getting that kind of money because he's still so damn young,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
you still can see the potential. Like he still kind of flashes it at times, but like obviously he hadn't lived up to where he was drafted.
Let me see. Let's see what did he do last year?
I don't think a whole bunch of nothing, but
So what was
Yeah,
he was pretty disruptive at times though in
yeah,
some of
he
the
didn't.
games I saw.
21 blah, 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 sacks. He had 5.5. Yeah, he didn't. He didn't really do much last year.
To
Year
Jared's
before
point,
that, he
nothing
had
that would
two and
make
a
me
half.
give you
No,
that contract. So
no. I mean, he hasn't had more than 7.5 sacks since his rookie season. So outside, he's been hurt, but yeah, 22 sacks in 4 years. Yeah, and did you get 51 million? That's crazy. But I mean, hey, it's the Saints, man. They've been giving out bad contracts for years now, so just add him to the list. But
mm,
hopefully he can. Hopefully, like you said, with him being young, hopefully he can bounce back. But that's a lot of money to as a prove it deal. So Tampa Bay, another team strapped for money, but they bring Godwin back. Devontae David just don't want to leave. But they get Hassan Reddick only 1 year. I mean, it's just like at one
you're
point I thought
right.
he was gonna retire. Like they cut him. Like then he comes back. Like he's gonna be a Buccaneer forever. But Hassan
Hmm.
Reddick signed a 1 year deal, kind of a prove it deal for him. He's kind of been stuck in
Hmm.
limbo
How much is
with
that one?
contract. It's 1 year, 14 million. Nothing crazy. But
Yep. I already know what you're thinking, Jared. I already
Hi.
know. I already
yeah,
know.
like
Yep.
you know,
Hello.
yeah. That's I mean that's could you could easily probably paid that.
Oh
But
yeah,
then
because the Bengals have some cap space, so yeah,
but you
very
but you
doable.
sitting there with two receivers that like I said, I just think they're just really working on getting those receiver contracts done.
No,
Yeah,
they're
they
not.
missing.
Like,
I
if they
hope. I
were,
mean, then what else is you doing then?
they would.
Like,
Nigga was
chilling?
talking about the Bengals.
Yeah.
They probably jacking off or something. I mean, I
I'm
don't
trying to give
know.
them the benefit. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, but it's like
No,
You
ain't
know
no
what I
With
mean?
the
benefit
like
of
money
the
they
doubt.
ain't paying
on your
people with.
hand.
Yep,
Right.
that right
That,
there.
that part.
Like, bro, we're gonna mess this up. Like, no doubt about it.
Hey. NFC West, man. Arizona Cardinals. I mean,
Yeah,
eh, not too
yeah,
much. I mean, Brissett, Zay Jones. I
yeah,
mean, resigns. Josh Sweat.
yeah,
That's decent,
yeah,
but maybe
yeah.
overpaid. Uh,
Maybe overpaid.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe overpaid. 4 years, 76.
Yeah,
40 mil,
yeah.
41 guaranteed. That may just be, like I said, overpaid, but we'll see. Rams bring in Jimmy,
They
Jimmy
had
G.
Jimmy.
Jimmy
Well, they
They
G.
had
just
Jimmy.
re-signed him.
They re-signed him. My bad, but
Yeah, they
again,
resigned Jimmy.
he's who knew where he was? He was like a prominent free agent. Now you just barely hear about him. Stafford restructured his contract. You get Devontae Adams. Bring Artwell back, but I think they again offensive line help, and I think it's just a
That line
recurring
was
theme.
solid though.
You
Yeah,
think
that's
so?
that line. Mm-hmm.
Run blocking,
That line was.
especially.
Run blocking,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah. Even they pass blocking, it was pretty
I
solid.
mean, but Stafford doesn't hold the ball too long either. Like,
Mm-mm.
so
No. Yeah, but I mean, don't get me wrong. I think every team can use some offensive line help in the league. Period.
oh, that's kind of true too.
But I think I'll say this: I don't think they were near the bottom of the league in terms of their offensive line at all. I would say probably middle to top half of the league for their offensive line. So
San Francisco again, another team kind of money strapped. Got rid of a lot of guys. Can't
yes,
really
they did,
bring much in. Can't really bring much in because they about to pay your man's.
and they gonna be toast too. Yep, I said
But
it. I said
what
it.
do you?
I mean, I'm not worried about what you say. Look,
Yeah,
because we've
So
seen
what?
this before. So think about this. Like, so the Eagles actually did the same exact thing. The difference is they actually won their Super Bowls when they were doing it, but they have been putting. I honestly think that's where we got it from. It's actually putting this money in these 4 years, all of this time, and they've done it twice. And
Yeah.
it's just a lot of teams just don't know about it. I mean, they were technically doing this back when they won the Super Bowl with Foles. They had their kind of down year, and then they got Hurts and surrounded him before they paid him.
Hmm.
And I mean, I kind of feel like that's just the point. Like when they do like you're here, like this is where we are now. Like we're gonna have to pay Purdy. One thing we haven't had in the last 10 years is an abundance of picks. We've got like 15 picks now,
Yeah, true.
so we're I don't want to say we're rebuilding. Like I don't think we're gonna be terrible. I actually think we're a better team when people don't expect us to be good. I think the best years that we had is like I mean when we made that run to the Super Bowl in 2020, like we weren't expected to be good at all. We made the initial run with Kaepernick. We weren't expected to be good in those years, and those are the times that we've shined. Now, I would have wanted to keep Greenlaw, especially Ward. I understood. I mean, honestly, I think a lot of that might have been like what he went through and what he lost.
Yeah.
They probably just wanted to change the scenery in general.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there was a lot of these cats that I knew we wouldn't get back. I'm not 100% worried about losing Juice. I think he was a good guy to have, especially when it came to run blocking. But we used him a lot less over the last year and a half than we did when we initially got him. I mean, he had been there since 2017. Um, so, I mean, the biggest thing that I'm worried about is linebacker. I think that right now we're trying to address up front and get somebody to help Bosa. We'll see if that happens or not. But I mean, we let Hufanga go because we had Mustafa who took off last year, and we were
Hmm.
able to let Ward go because we actually did have we actually found some decent receivers. I love Diamador Lenore, like, and he with the shit. He gonna talk trash the entire game, and he gonna lock you up. I absolutely now I would love to have him and Travarius Ward on the other side, but I mean Green didn't do bad, kind of filling in when Ward was out, and we got a lot of guys who were getting probably a lot of snaps that they weren't supposed to get because we had people out who you can take into next year who we're not paying that much money to, and then add picks on top of it. I'm not worried about the receiving core either. I'm pretty sure I'm 2 for 2 in the last 2 years telling y'all which receiver was going to break off. Pearsall is going to be the next one. I just like I said, Juwan Jennings was going to be probably our best receiver last year. I said it was going to be BA the year before that. I'm stepping Pearsall right now because I
Okay.
like what I saw with him at the end of the year and the
Yeah.
report he had. And we still got Kittle, who quietly had a really good year as a tight end
Hmm.
last year and didn't get nowhere near as many balls thrown to him as he had been getting in the past, and still a beast at blocking. Um, Picked up another at least catching tight end. I think that we can kind of use
Luke,
to
Luke Farrell.
yeah, who can I don't know how he does in run blocking, but I know he's a decent pass catcher. But I do want us to address the offensive line as well. I mean, like you said, Justin, everybody needs offensive line help. If we can get the offensive line we should be set. Put a tender on Jordan Mason, so if somebody does want to pay him more money than we offering, we get a second round pick from that. So we're setting ourselves up to kind of get back up there. I'm not going to say we're going to be in the Super Bowl, but I would still be relatively surprised if we miss the playoffs again.
Yeah, especially with those picks, y'all draft well, develop well. Y'all just another one of those teams that draft well and develop well. John Lynch has been doing a phenomenal job. So,
And my
um,
cousin was like, "Y'all traded Debo for a fifth," and I'm like, honestly, a lot of our best players were fifth round picks. Greenlaw was a fifth round pick. Kufunga was a fifth round pick. There's so many of our players who ended up shining who were not first, second, and third round picks.
Yeah.
It's almost like we draft better as
and
the
the late in
rounds
the
go
late
on.
round, but good teams
Purdy,
and good
Purdy's the
GMs.
last pick of the draft. Like, I mean, so
Hey,
having picks is important to me if we
hey,
go to
I
play the guys. What's up?
I do got a question for you though.
Mhm.
Do you prefer San Fran keep BA or trade him?
I actually thought we should have got rid of him last year. I think if we'd have let him go last year, we could have re-signed some of these guys. But we got him now. I mean, I don't know when he's gonna come back, and I mean that's probably the problem for me. I guess it depends on what we're gonna get back for him. Like, we've got to get something of value. Another thing that I think and I'm just throwing this out there that I thought about, is because when we were going to trade him, one of the people we were going to trade him for was Amari Cooper, who's still out there. I think if we go out and look at Amari Cooper and bring him in, that'll be a huge help. We keep him in that instance, um, but it's whatever's coming back is going to be more important to me. And I don't think that because he's injured, we're going to get anything of good value back. So at this point, you might as well keep him.
Okay.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Nah. That was probably the most solid analysis of a team we ain't had so far. And last but not least, man, Seahawks, man. They bring in Sam Darnold, of course. That's really all
Fuck
they
the
got money for.
Seahawks.
Okay, yeah, that too. Uh, so I mean, they kind of starting a new regime up there. So I've kind of figured that Geno Smith will be out the door eventually. But I mean, because the contracts they were offering was similar. I just think they were done with Geno at that point. So um,
Nah, they didn't want to give him the money.
Mm-hmm.
I heard,
So
I
they
heard.
want
What did he sign for with the Raiders? I could have swore the
It was
he ain't
like
contract was.
signed nothing.
3 years. Was it one team?
Yeah, hold on.
I, Darnold signed with the Seahawks for 3 for 110. Gino ain't signed
That's what I'm
nothing.
thinking
He's still
about.
under
Oh, he was
contract.
straight. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. He trade. He haven't got his contract yet. Okay,
Yeah, Darnold's what I'm thinking about.
yeah.
Yeah, Gino still got a year or two left on his contract. So no, they didn't give Gino no money.
I thought there was. I thought they had made him an offer though, and they traded him because he
No,
rejected.
they did, but they didn't want the money wasn't enough.
Oh, okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Mm-mm.
All right, well, man, that's it, man. We went through every team, man, and the moves they made so far. What we thought was gonna happen, man. Final thoughts, man, about y'all teams.
I did
We
say I was gonna
suck.
come in
We're gonna
here.
suck forever.
Yeah, I'm about to say Jared been real quiet, man. What you got, man?
Suck forever is
Say
wild.
y'all gonna suck
Bro,
forever?
I'm over it already. I'm already over the 2025 NFL season and shit. I don't even know if it's officially started yet. I'm over it, bro. Just
Oh man.
foolishness. Getting trolled by your team is just it's an ugly feeling, bro.
Yeah.
So I've got nothing.
Oh man, I'm same thing, man. I mean, like I said, we've addressed a couple spots on defense. Like I said, don't agree with the with the quarterback bring in Indiana Jones. I heard that. Don't like it. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. So
Oh,
y'all
he's
trolling.
definitely starting for
Y'all
y'all.
yeah,
trolling
that's
He's
people.
what
definitely starting for y'all now. Oh yeah.
don't like it. But it is what it is. I mean, we still got a long way to go. So yeah.
Only thing I'm gonna say is Baltimore has to consider trading Marlon Humphrey and Mark Andrews
Mm.
Man, we
and
could use both of
and,
them cats.
and releasing Marcus
Oh,
Williams
they're
because
not
he's
coming
still
as a
on the
person.
roster.
They wouldn't do that.
So no, obviously they ain't trading in division, but it's just one of those things where they both got contracts that unfortunately that you didn't pay Lamar. You got to get some draft capital because they do a pretty good job drafting. Y'all got to
Yeah.
get some draft capital to fill some of them other voids because you got Isaiah Likely. So I mean, he was really good for him last year. Problem is, I
And the
would
year
say
before when he was hurt.
yeah, the problem is, and I've been saying this for the last 2 years, Baltimore has yet to find a way in Todd Monken's offense to put them both on the field where they both can be effective. It's one or the other. But y'all know I don't like Todd Monken's offense, so that's nothing new. But yeah,
Ain't
so
he new? Didn't y'all just get Buddy?
who Monken?
He been
Yeah.
there
Yeah, from
2 years.
Georgia 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Damn. You don't like him? Who was the guy y'all had before?
Greg Roman, he's with the Chargers.
You don't like him? You didn't like him either,
Nah,
did you?
nah,
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't care for any of my coaches either. So
yeah,
it
nah.
is what it is.
I've actually said I know it wasn't popular. I said I probably about the same time, about 2 years ago or so, I said they probably really needed to consider moving on from hardball. They may just need a new voice in the, I mean, he's been there
Mhm.
forever, so they may just needed a new voice. But I get it; that's a big change. Problem is when you don't have enough creativity on the offensive side of the ball, because even again with as great of a season as Lamar had, I mean, he still has so much left in the tank that they're not using, they're not taking advantage of, and they're still doing the same dumb stuff of, hey, Lamar, be Superman for us this week. Like he shouldn't still have to be doing that. They should do a better job than what they have with surrounding him with that talent. But I already told y'all they were gonna go sign an old vet versus actually getting a young bull to pair with Zay Flowers on the outside. So that's no surprise.
And I think also too, like if you're gonna do that move, now would be the time. It's in the middle
Yep.
of Lamar's career, kind of, sort of, depending.
Yep.
This would be the time to be like, all right, cool. We've got MVPs out of them. We've made playoff runs. Like we've kind of maximized ourselves with this staff. Like let's do a re-rack.
Yep. Yep. But they ain't
Oh,
gonna do it.
re-rack. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, but they ain't gonna do it. Hey, I understand what you're saying, but yeah, nah,
Re-rack
I
is
just
nuts.
don't see it. I don't see it happening.
I think I laughed at you saying that before on one
I
episode.
think I said it last week on
I
something
don't
too.
know why that's so funny to me. Like, the
hey,
re-rack is crazy.
but yep,
All right.
that's it.
Yeah, man. Like I guess we just heard about San Francisco, so I guess you ain't got to run that down again. But do they
I
bring
think
in Joey Bosa?
that's what we're looking into. I think it's between us and
The
Miami. I
Cardinals.
think.
Dolphins. Yeah,
Yeah, the
no
Dolphins.
Dolphins. Yeah,
So
I'm just
you
looking
know,
at a video right now. That's really why I asked because it said ideal fit for Joey Bosa. It says Niners or Cardinals. That's all. I just
yeah,
yeah, fit. Yeah, but the
fuck the Cardinals.
Dolphins and Niners are the ones who are actually going after him, is what they said. The two that is kind of down. To me, that's an easy choice though. You go to the
yeah, go
Niners.
play
I
with
don't
your
know
brother.
why anybody, but yeah.
Go
Well,
play with
not
your
only that,
brother.
go play for a
Hey,
coaching
hold
staff
on.
that's actually good with Salah
Yeah,
coming back, especially. Like,
and
why
you can
would you
Come
probably
to
want
get
to
him
go to
come
some
come
Miami?
to death row.
Man, that's right. He is coming back,
Yeah,
ain't he?
Salah's back there at DC.
Dallas
Like,
back.
yeah, yeah, like
Yeah,
Come to death row. So
that's
I
nice.
did say I would confess something since DK actually got traded. I inherited the beef with the Seahawks, and I do everything based off of fantasy. I refused to draft or trade for any Seahawk in the last what's this 20 25. So I've been playing since 2010. 15 years. I would not draft or trade for any Seahawk just because they was on that team. There was one exception to that rule, and that was Marshawn Lynch. But nigga name was Beast Mode, and he would grab his nuts going into the end zone. I had to put him on my team. I have declined trades for prime Tyler Lockett just because the nigga's a Seahawk. I can say that's over now because all niggas are gone and they gonna be ass. So I had to get that off my chest.
all right, man. Well, I
yeah.
guess if nobody else has anything else to say, man. I guess, man, next week we'll be bringing y'all another free agency show. See who the rest of these guys, the remaining free agencies, go to. Still a lot of
Jamar Chase and T. Higgins will still be contractless. Nothing's gonna change on our end. I mean,
Come to death
these
row.
at this point, I want to get Burrow out of there. Free Joe Burrow. Like at this point,
I feel the same way about Lamar, bro. So, yep,
free him.
yep. Let him go somewhere where he can actually get a chance to win, man.
Right. I'm always football over team, and bro, at this point, set Joe Burrow free so he can go be great.
Yep, I agree.
yep.
That's very
All right,
big of
man.
you to say, man. I appreciate that. Not a lot of
What's
fans.
that?
So that's big of you to say, and not a lot of fans would actually go
I'm
that
I'm
far.
I'm real with it, bro. Like I don't take that team stuff too. Like I just don't. I just never have been that way. Like I've just never taken that team crap just overzealous. Like people get on me about not hating Michigan. Like bro, I just so I can't do it. Like I can't do it. Like, it's just it is what it is. Like they're a fucking football team to me. Like that's it. They're a
All right,
football
man.
team. So
With that being said, man, this has been the Epic Podcast, man. We will see y'all next week.
yes, sir.
Peace.
Go ahead and swerve and hit that corner. Whoa, whoa.